What's the most uncomfortable situation a nice guy has put you in? A nice guy took my suitcase from me as I was walking down the stairs under the pretext of helping. He wouldn't give it back to me, instead saying he would help take it to my bus. I kept telling him I was fine. He could give it back. I got it from here. But no. Of course he sat me in, holding my suitcase in the aisle as I was forced to take the window seat. He kept telling me he could get me booze. I was underage and didn't give a crap. I just wanted to go home. I even tried getting off a stop, or 2, or 3, early, but he insisted we take the bus to where he parked his car so he could drive me. I was terrified. Luckily I texted my uncle, who met us at the end of the bus line. Air Force guy. The nice guy couldn't give me my suitcase fast enough. The whole "I'm going to help you even if you never asked for it" or straight up said no thing pisses me off, but the rest of the story got creepy real fast. Second date. A nice guy surprise proposed me in a mall surrounded by too many people. Oh god. Too soon. At least wait until the third date. I was trying to leave a frat party and the two guys guarding the closet claimed it was house rule that a girl has to give them her number to get their coats. This was not a place I was familiar with, and it was a narrow hallways tucked out of the way from the rest of the party. They were larger than me, drunk AF, and kept trying to sweet talk me into staying upstairs with them instead because they're so nice. Since they had been so nice to make sure no one stole our things at the party, we had to pay them back. One guy even said I could just flash him instead. I gave them my number, and when a guy started to text me I only responded with Spider-Man memes until he gave up. Literally never saw them again. I only responded with Spider-Man memes until he gave up. Best thing ever. Last semester of college I had a class with this weird and obviously desperate, but super awkward and negative guy. He acted really fake to boot. He always tried talking to me, but his intentions were super obvious, aka women are not human. They are this elusive thing and I need to catch one of them one day. I ran into the guy at the college shuttle. He said hi to me, and I did respond with a simple hi. I didn't really know him, so I left it at that. He sat behind me and starts audibly and angrily muttering to himself about how girls don't pay attention to him and that he just tries and tries so hard yada yada yada, that he's being nice, but they're just be, etc. It was so uncomfortable and he kept bitching the whole time. I wasn't physically reacting OFC. The guy was probably around not only when the dinosaurs were born but when dirt became a thing. He was super nice and calm, but no was not an answer for him. Let me walk you to your car. I didn't drive. You shouldn't walk alone. There's some crazy people out there. I'm waiting for a friend. I can walk you to their car. We're actually going to the restaurant there, 5 steps away, and no, not really to any of this, but I don't do strangers walking me to my car. Especially this guy who insists on it. Come on, I can walk you to your car, and if anyone tries to stop you, I've got a 12 gauge in my truck. I've used it on so many people before. I'm not going out to my car, I'm waiting for a friend. I know how handcuffs are used as well. I don't care. Leave me alone. Don't you want to know? Not really. You use the cuffs on the feet, rope to tie the hands up and then hang people. I've done that once or twice. My friend just went in the restaurant. Goodbye. Guy uses other entrance of the restaurant to come in and stand behind me as I'm telling host about the situation. Him and another big dude walk me to my car after oldie leaves. I drove home with 911 typed in the phone. I also didn't drive home immediately because someone followed me. I quickly turned off and drove to a public lit. Turned off all lights and sat until the car drove past. Then I waited, doors locked, for 10 minutes in pitch dark before driving home, intentionally going in circles on the way. We were friends until one day on Valentine's Day he brought out his guitar and sang to me in front of a crowd and ended up asking me to be his girlfriend. I had a boyfriend of 2 years, so I had to say no to him in front of all those people. Thing is, I had mentioned my boyfriend in almost every conversation and he still looked completely shocked that day when I told him I had a boyfriend. He was the nicest guy and I really appreciated our friendship. We stopped talking after that day though. I felt terrible. I have a boyfriend. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. I was at a party when nice guy shows up. He's an old friend of the host who's known for being nice on paper but a complete butthole misogynistic eye roll. I tried to keep my distance from him as I'd had scary run-ins with him before when he was drunk. He noticed my avoidance and would not leave me alone, so when he took off to pee in the bushes, I quickly went inside to the spare bedroom and shut the door behind me so I could have a minute to breathe. Not even 5 minutes later, the door swings wide open. "Hey buddy, I was looking for you." He comes in and latches the door shut behind him. Stomach sinks, then sits down behind me and starts aggressively rubbing my shoulders. "Why are your shoulders so tense, buddy?" After a beat, I stand up and say, "Dude, this is super creepy. I'm out." He responds, "Massages are creepy to you. No wonder you're single. I don't know what needs to happen to a person to make them this oblivious to their own fuckery. Oblivious people don't lock the door behind them." "Let me sleep over because I lived an hour away and we'd been drinking." And he pulls the "Ole, you're really lucky I'm a nice guy. Most guys would force themselves on you right now, but I don't because I'm nice. You're really lucky." Despite us having been normal platonic friends for a few months before this, and me having established a few times that I wasn't interested in anything else with him. Wouldn't leave me alone while I was working. Kept saying it was a shame I had a boyfriend because you're so pretty and I'd treat you right. Overtipped, like, way too much, because you're so beautiful. I work at a busy music venue, so he basically had to yell all of this at me while I was helping 100 other customers. I eventually had to tell him to buzz off, which just meant he stared at me all night from the crowd, waving at me. After the lights went up, he came over and launched into his "It's a shame you have a boyfriend" bit, so I gave him some shitty excuse and booked it. Why come to a show if you're just going to creep on someone while she's working? Dudes creep on me sometimes, but never as a self-described better than your boyfriend guy. I think it is funny how the default seems to be that every boyfriend is a douche and treats his GF badly, all while they are the ones portraying girls like a trophy. First boyfriend at socially awkward 16. Total a shat who wanted a girl to be a total virgin and innocent but also know how to be a total dirty sub. I was just innocent AF. This guy wanted stuff to happen between us but didn't want to initiate crap. I was so not tuned into sexual stuff and he obviously didn't realize I needed to be hand-led through this. He would hint things to me but they would just fly over my head. Like I went to South America to visit family and I was online talking to him and he said a girl made him an offer. I to this day have no clue what he meant. He never said what she offered him. 16-year-old me was like, what? He then decided to attack me for not giving him a BJ the minute I met him. He started the rant off with guys in my class have done stuff with girls, and I finally clicked and lost it on him. The only thing I got from that relationship was a backbone. Experience is a great teacher. Met a guy at a gathering at a mutual friend's place and ended up getting stuck talking to him all night. Night ends and I don't give it another thought. Couple weeks later he calls my house. I didn't give him my last name or phone number. Since he now has my number, he also knows my address and starts showing up at my house at weird times, sometimes with his equally creepy sister. Fast forward a few years, I haven't lived at home for at least a year. He shows up. Dad answers the door and just tells him I'm not in, not that I don't live there or anything. Later that same night, Dad lets the dog out for a pee before bed. Dog disappears into the backyard, chasing something she really wants to catch. Thinks it's a skunk or something until he hears the gate on the neighbor's fence open and close quickly. Dog has chased a person out of the backyard. My old bedroom window faced our backyard. We don't know for sure, but I think my dog chased that freaking creep out of our yard. Frick you, Adam. That's a good doggo. I considered him a friend. Stayed at his apartment when visiting his town. He slept in the living room, I in the bedroom. When it got late, he started making jokes about how he had hidden the bedroom key and that I should get ready for him. I spent the night half awake and fully dressed from sheer fear. In the morning, I packed and wanted to leave, but he wouldn't let me go without having a goodbye kiss. He physically blocked the door so I couldn't get out. I tried to play it off and somehow managed to squeeze by him without getting kissed, but it was a terrifying experience, and that was the end of our friendship. Well, that is just something else. Holy heck. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know a great AskReddit thread that you'd like to see on this channel? Let me know in a comment. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I post new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, Have a great day, you magnificent people.